So I thought I should record a video about this problem that I put up on the discussion board. So how do you transform a function that's like this? I mean, it's not a well-defined function. Certainly don't want to write a piecewise defined function. So here's how you do it. And then if you look at my work, you can kind of see it, but looking at the finished product is sometimes harder than seeing it done. So what we're seeing here, and the secret of these, I think, is to start from the inside and work out and think about order of operations. So this tells me I've got to shift the function right one, because it's a minus, right? Remember, it changes this time. And then there's a vertical stretch by 2. It gets reflected around the x-axis, and then at the end you shift the whole thing up 3. And we're going to do that individually for each point. So here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to shift right 1. I'm going to stretch it vertically by 2. And unfortunately, the way I drew this is I'm going to have to rough this out. I didn't really leave enough space. But I'm seeing that this goes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that means I had to go up 7 more because it's getting stretched by a factor of 2. So we'll kind of eyeball this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something like that. So now that point is moved up here. And now I get to reflect it on the x-axis. So it's at 14 above. So I'm going to move it to 14 below the x-axis, and I think I've got enough space here. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then I'm going to shift it up 3. So it should be that point. This point here falls down here. Now I'm going to have to recount that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we move it up 3. So it looks like I didn't count right at one point in time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to move it up 3. So that's where that point should fall. So if you want to, I mean, you could say if this is point A, this is point A prime. If you want, if you're maybe in middle school or high school, you learned about writing things that way. It looks like I can't erase that, but that's the new point. And notice it's been shifted right. It's been shifted right here. How do I do this? I don't want to erase anything. I want to point. Yeah, it's been shifted right 1, stretched, flipped, up 3. So now let's do that with this point. So I'm going right 1. That's at 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to go up to 10. It gets flipped down around to negative 10. So as long as I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But then it gets shifted up 3. So that's where this new point falls. So let's see. This is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it gets shifted up 3. So it's right there on the x-axis. And that makes sense because it wasn't on the x-axis here, right? So far so good. And if we want, we can connect the line there so we don't lose that. So there's that line segment right there, right? So now we're going to take this point, shift to right 1. It gets stretched by a factor of 2, so it's at negative 1, so it gets shifted down to negative 2. Then it gets reflected at positive 2, and then it gets shifted up 3. So it actually lands right where that point is. So here, let's draw that line in. This point gets shifted right 1, down to negative 2, gets reflected to positive 2, and then up 3. And that kind of makes sense because that's that horizontal line. This last point, right 1, doubled because it's stretched, reflected around the x-axis, so that's down at negative 4, and then it's up 3. So that's where. So here, here. Let me get some blue ink going here. So here is the transform function and I followed the rules to do it. Okay? Don't worry about the line segments, plot the points, the given points, and then you can disconnect them. Okay, and remember, and then the other thing, crucial, I think this is crucial to get it right. Start inside, work out. So you take a look, make sure you take a look at my answer because I wrote that out in words. Okay, hopefully this helps.